Nigeria is a very religious country, so I don't know how to say this, but I saw the hustle. I feel like how you tell your friend there is a job. I feel when there's a public figure as they die, and all these pastors, their friend is like, there's this woman that is dying. We need to go and milk that puppy. If I say there are not less than 20 pastors were in the house at some point or another, I think is low. Just to give you an example, there's this pastor that came. I don't want any money. I don't want anything. I'm going to heal you, God. The guy stopped. He said, yes, God? Is that what you want me to tell her? I said, this dude is on a WhatsApp call with God.
In this year's annual Women's Day, celebrated all over the world, not quite too long ago, I remembered a lot of Nigerian women who has placed themselves, in a high work ethical and moral standard. I mean those, that have sacrificed themselves with everything they had, who gave their own lives for us to live. Yes, they sacrificed everything. They gave us everything just for us to live. I mean the women who opened our eyes for us to see, just to make the society they met better than as it was in the past. I know a lot of people who are still here with us, and those who has left us to answer the call from the great beyond. Most especially women who has done a lot for us. Although one person whose level of service and sacrifice has been ringing a bell in the innermost part of my mind is no other person than the Nigeria's former NAFDAC boss. That is the National Agency for Foods and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC. So this quintessential Amazon of the blessed memory have saved the lives of Nigerians from the proliferation of counterfeit and adulterated drugs and foods during her time as NAFDAC boss. Everyone knows about that. You are not a stranger here in Nigeria to know when Dora was Dora and when Dora was alive. So in our today's video, I would like us to reflect about this great woman of high moral standard and of impeccable character, Professor Mrs. Dora Nkem Akonyere, OFR, Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She is the African's highest recipient of awards and accolades for her works just to save Nigerians from dangers of fake drugs, just to save Africa from dangers of fake drugs, foods, and many other things. She came to save and not to buy, but unfortunately, her people knew her not. Let me put it that way. In this video, I came to talk about her life, her works, her family, her fights with the drug cabals scattered here and there, waiting for her to stick her head out. Her awards, and at the same time, the unfortunate tragedy that befell the family. The tragedy that came, knocked at the door of the Akonyeles. I know it may probably take this country, Nigeria, another century to have this kind of selfless woman called Dora. It will take a very long time for Nigeria to have that kind of woman again. A kind of woman whose drive for the betterment of humanity through Nigeria, was probably the pact she had with her God. Just imagine a woman that was blessed with lettered medical doctor husband. She was a mother to 6 highly educated children who are giving a good account of themselves and still representing Nigeria till this day in their various professions. But the question here is, who is Professor Mrs. Dora Akunyili? Who is this woman? Let's delve straight into her identity. She was born Dora Edemobi in Makurdi, Benue State, to Chief Paul Young Edemobi, who hails from Nanka, Anambra State. You know, she had her first school leaving certificate from St. Patrick's Primary School, Isofia, in Anambra State, in the year 1966. She had her WAEC at the Queen of the Rosary Secondary School in Nsukka, Enugu State, in 1973, where she came out with distinction. She won the then Eastern Nigerian Government Post-Primary Scholarship and the Federal Government of Nigeria Undergraduate Scholarship too. She went on to study pharmacology at the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She graduated in the year 1978. Then in the year 1985, she got her PhD in ethnopharmacology. She has served in many state government boards and was once a supervisory councillor for agriculture in a local government unit in Anambra State. At the same time, she was a hospital pharmacist in the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu. She became graduate assistant in 1981 at the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She also became a senior lecturer in 1990. Then, by 1996, she was made the consultant pharmacologist at the College of Medicine. In the year 1996, Dora Akunyili was made the Zonal Secretary of Petroleum Trust Fund, PTF. In 2001, President Obasanjo appointed her as the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. You know NAFDAC now. So, it's not easy. It is not easy at all. So she went into this NAFDAC job just to right the wrong. Dora lost her 21-year-old sister to the cold hands of death because the thing broke her. That the death of that her sister, it actually affected her in a way that motivated her to do what she can do. In a way that motivated her to start this fight against fake drugs and fake foods that are littered all over our marketplaces in Nigeria and beyond. So before you say Jack Robinson, she has organized a team of fake drug warriors, mostly women and others, before declaring a war against the fake and the counterfeit drugs and foods in Nigeria. She has secured a lot of drug convictions with so many cases pending. Her efforts created awareness and continuous surveillance by the Nigerian customs and other security outfits in the country. So when Dora left NAFDAC and was appointed the Minister of Information and Communication, she later on resigned her appointment as the Minister of Information and Communication on December 16, 2011. After 2 years of service to run for an election, she turned into a politician. She went into politics. So she went for a senatorial seat in Anambra Central for her party then, APGA. in April 2011. Unfortunately, she was defeated by Dr. Chris Nwabezengige of ACN party then. So who was this Dora's lucky man? Who was this man? He was no one else but Chike Akonyele. He is a medical doctor and a businessman too. He was the husband of the late Professor Mrs. Dora Akonyele, who once headed NAFDAC. Dr. Chike Akonyele was born on November 5th, 1949. He attended the prestigious College of Immaculate Conception, CIC, Enugu, a southeastern part of Nigerian city. He backed his degree in medicine and surgery from the University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. He also went for more studies, So let's talk about her children. One, we have Dr. Edozie J. Akonyele. Dr. Edozie J. Akonyele is the first son of Akonyeles. He's an emergency physician resident in New York. He's affiliated with many hospitals. He received his medical degree from Chicago Medical School, Rosalind Franklin University of Medicine Science. We also have Dr. Ijeoma Akonyele. Dr. Ijeoma Akonyele is also an emergency medicine doctor in Houston, Texas. She had her medical degree from the University of Maryland School of Medicine. She is currently the president of the Connecticut College of Emergency Physicians. January 11, 2023, Jersey City Medical Center announced the appointment of Ijeoma as their chief medical officer. There is another one, Njideka Akonyele Crosby. Njideka Akonyele Crosby is a world-class rated artist. She received her first degree at Swarthmore College, Swarthmore, before she headed for Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts for her post-baccalaureate certificate. She also had an MFA, Master of Fine Arts degree from the University of Yale, Yale School of Arts, New Haven, Connecticut. She has received a lot of international awards. Imagine the wife of the former US President, Michelle Obama, visiting her art studio and theater. It's not easy. She has received so many awards from so many international organizations, so many art awards, So there's this grant she received from the prestigious Genius Grant from the John D. and Catherine MacArthur Foundation. You also have Dr. Bumneme Akonyele, who graduated from the University of Maryland, where he studied psychology. He also attended University of Wales, Trinity, St. David. He is the Director General, Anambra State Project Monitoring and Management Office in Awka, Anambra State. We also have Dr. Chidiogo Akonyele Par. Dr. Chidiogo Akonyele Par is a Nigerian-Canadian author, speaker, and consultant. She is a product of the University of Pennsylvania. She had a master's on international relations at the prestigious Johns Hopkins University, Washington. She has worked across the continent. She's an authority in English, Igbo, German, French, Mandarin, and Italian languages. We, at the same time, have Dr. Somto Akonyele. It's one of our children too. Dr. Somto Akonyele is a trained University of Chicago medical doctor. She obtained her first degree from the famous University of Pennsylvania. She works with the Beaumont Health System, Department of Radiology and Imaging Services. Let's talk about her awards. A woman who is she's most capped, the most awarded African woman, the most awarded Nigerian woman. It's not easy. This woman, Professor Mrs. Dora Nkem Akonyele, has, in the course of her profession, received numerous awards from world-class international organizations, governments, national and as well local. She has received well over 900 awards, the highest number of awards ever received by any woman in Nigeria. Even History File had it in their reports that over 100 awards were later found in her boxes, the boxes she deposited, the boxes they saw at her room, inside her room, you know. So these are just but a few of the awards she has reported to have received. Some of the awards. OFR, Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was given by the Federal Government of Nigeria to her. Time Magazine Award, 2006. As one of the Heroes of Our Time awards. Person of the Year Award, 2005. It came from the Silverbird Communications, January 2006. Award of Excellence. This one came from the Advocacy for Democracy Dividends, International, Lagos, 17 December 2006. African Virtuous Entrepreneurial Awards. This one came from the African Biographical Networks, December 2005. This one came from the African Cultural Institute and Zenith Bank PLC. 2005 Grassroots Human Rights Campaigner Award. As you can see, so many awards from here and there. This one came from London-based Human Rights Defense Organization, December 8, 2005. Integrity Awards, 2003, from the Transparency International, you know, and plus so many awards, trophies and accolades, too numerous to mention, from various reputable organizations and national agencies, you know, scattered all over the world. Her fight with the drug cabals and her demise. As a result of her profession, she has made a lot of inordinate obstacles and at the same time, enemies in the process of pursuing her job or doing her work. You know, she has been marked in many angles by many drug cabals, you know, who sees her actions as an obstacle to their dirty business of, you know, filling the whole Nigerian and West African market with fake, expired, counterfeit drugs and foods. Could you imagine? On the 26th December 2003, while the NAFDAC boss, Professor Dora Akonyele, was on her way to Anambra State in the eastern part of Nigeria, gunmen who has been trailing her fired on her convoy. They fired on her. Luckily, the bullet narrowly missed her because she was the target, despite the fact that one of the unfortunate bullets gone passed through her headscarf. You know, she used to be very good at, there's a particular way that she puts her headscarf on. So one of the bullets passed across the headscarf, you know. So, and also the bullets hit the windscreen of the vehicle that she was traveling with. So, even before that ill-fated incident, the drug cabals used to bombard her constantly with death threats against her humble self, her family, her staff. They are just marking her as if is going out of fashion. So it took Dora Akunyele, it took her 2 years to battle uterine cancer, you know, which later on died her at a specialist cancer treatment center in India on June 7, 2014. Although before then, some of our so-called big men of God, I mean those who hustle in the name of the Lord, they quickly saw an opportunity. They quickly discovered an opening to exploit in Dora's present health challenge. They needed her money. So they came in to hustle on her, to make money on her health. You know, trust our men of God. They can never
Nigeria is a very religious country, so I don't know how to say this, but I saw the hustle. I feel like how you tell your friend there is a job. I feel when there's a public figure, as they die, and all these pastors, their friend is like, there's this woman that is dying. We need to go and milk that puppy. If I say there are no less than 20 pastors were in the house at some point or another, I think is low. Just to give you an example, there's this pastor that came. I don't want any money. I don't want anything. I'm going to heal you. Go. The guy stopped. He said, yes, God? Is that what you want me to tell her? I said, this dude is on a WhatsApp call with God.
So, her funeral took place on the 27th and 28th August. The funeral was graced with the attendance of the former president of Nigeria, President Goodluck Jonathan, Yakubu Gowon, and many other men and women of timber and caliber too. Dora was laid to rest at Agolo, Anambra State. How her husband was also died. So it was on this fateful day, 28 September 2021, while Dora's husband, Dr. Chike Akunyele, was on his way back from an event that was used to honor her late wife, which took place at the Sharon Hall, All Saints Cathedral, Onitsha, which was organized by the Alumni Association of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNAA. Although it was alleged that shot by unknown iron men, you know what I mean, so they targeted the man and sent him somewhere. But it's only God who knows the best place to keep him. May the soul of Dora Akunyele and the soul of her husband, Dr. Chike Akunyele, and the souls of all the faithful departed, may they rest in the Lord. Amen. Bye-bye.